Good morning, friends. Today we are going to start. Next subtopic is the power screw. So, in the power screw, uh, what are the different types of the threads? So, that threads are square thread, trapeze, Gödel, thread, Acme thread, and butterless. Buttress, TR, buttress, thread. These are the four type of the threads that can be used in the power screws. So in the power screws, the load is acting because in the power screws, you can take example applications above the power screws. You can take screw jack and others means lead screw of the lathe machines etc. So in the square threads, the threads are squares and this is pitch and this is equal to half of P. And in trapezoidal threads, Acme thread, if we compare in trapezoidal thread and Acme thread, this is square thread, this is trapezoidal, and this angle is the 30 degree, and in Acme this angle is 29 degree, and in buttress thread slightly so step of the threadings, and this is Acme thread and this is buttress thread. So these are the four types of the threads that can be used in the power screws. So what is the advantage of the square thread, or what is the advantage of the trapezoidal thread and Acme threads and buttress thread? So the efficiency of the square threads, this is less than generally 50%, but the strength load carrying capacity of the square thread, this is low as compared to trapezoidal threads. Load carrying capacity means load lifting capacity, this is more because this is the area, or this is more as compared to this in Acme. And in buttress thread, so what are the advantages of the square threads and advantage of the trapezoidal threads that can be utilized by using such type of the threads? So why the lifting carrying capacity of the trapezoidal threads and Acme threads is more? Because this is the width of the at the base of the tooth, this is greater, so as compared to this width. So that's why the load carrying capacity, because strength at the base is more, so that can take more tangential loads. So that's why this is lifting capacity of the trapezoidal threads and Acme thread is more, and that advantage of the trapezoidal threads, and this is because of the square shears. So what may be the force? So that is no axial force acting on the thread. So that's why that advantages we can take in the buttress thread, because as you know, V threads which is easy for manufacturing by using threading machines. We can manufacture the V threads, but the cost of the square thread is more, because here special type of the machine is required, and this trapezoidal thread low production cost, and this is high production cost, and this is buttress thread against high production cost, because this is the by taking advantages. So in the if this area is large, because this is H, means this is large, so because of that during the fluctuating loads, tight means loosening up of the bolt or loosening up of the nut and bolts, that is less as compared to square threads. So these are the types of the threads that which can use for the power screws, means for the lifting up of the loads and for the lowering up of the loads. So V type of the threads where accuracy is required is more, there we can use V type of the threads because of the very low production cost, and this height H equal to, this is equal to 0.5 P, because this is square. So what may be the pitch, because this is the half pitch similar to here's, and in Acme threads H equal to, in this case H equal to, and this is 0.5 times P plus 0.25 mm, and this is in the Acme threads and trapezoidal threads, and in buttress thread this height equal to H equal to 3/4 of pitch, and this is the difference, and this angle is the generally in buttress thread, this is 50 degree, this angle is 50 degree. So this is the angles, that angles all called as profile angles. So these are the some of the threads. So popular thread is square thread, trapezoidal, Acme, and buttress thread. The means material for the power screw, this may be steel with bronze materials or steel with cast iron materials, because means manufacturing of the bolt that is from steels, and the nuts that may be cast iron or the nut may be bronze you can use. These are the some of the materials that we can use for the manufacturing of the power screws. So first we will see how the means what is the torque required to lift the loads. Torque analysis. Analysis of square and trapezoidal threads. Suppose I will first draw the threads of power screw the load which is act, this is load W, this angle is the alpha, and this is helix angle. Helix angle alpha is helix angle, and here nut, this is nut, and force actings means tangential force, and this is equal to suppose P. Directions of the displacement, yes, because load is to be lift, and here's torque acting T equal to. Now here's I will draw the loads on the threads. Suppose this is thread, so the force actings, and this is the normal force, N is the normal force, and W is the load actings downwards, and this force because this is to be lifted up, so that's why F, and this is the frictional force mu into N, and this angle is the alpha, this is alpha, and this is the P is the load acting or the tangential force to lift. P is the force which is to be applied. Now for equating, so this P force because this angle is the alpha. Now the reactions means because this P equal to this is mu N, opposite mu N into because this is the horizontal force, mu N into cos alpha, and against this is plus this is cos N into cos 90 minus alpha, so that's why same you can write this is cos alpha plus N sin alpha. P force, this is horizontal force. Similarly, now this is W is the vertical force, so this vertical force is balanced by upward force, and this is actually N into sin 90 minus alpha plus this is downward force because this frictional force and this is downward force, so that's why you can write this is UN into sin alpha. So W sine, and this is nothing but this is cos alpha minus un sine alpha. Suppose this is first equations and this equations is the second equation. Now equation first is divide by equation second. So that's why P divided by W equal to this is first equation, mu n into cos alpha plus n sin alpha divided by n into cos alpha minus un into sin alpha. Here's n is the constant terms, so that's why this will get cancelled. So what is remaining? P equal to W into cos alpha mu into cos alpha plus sin alpha divided by this is cos alpha minus mu sin alpha. Now by taking from numerators and denominators cos alpha, by taking commons, so what is remaining? Mu plus sin alpha divided by cos alpha, and this is 1 minus mu sin alpha divided by cos alpha. So this cos alpha will get cancelled, and remaining W equal to mu plus sin alpha, and cos alpha is nothing but this is tan alpha divided by 1 minus mu tan alpha. Now mu is the coefficient of the frictions equal to tan phi. So this is coefficient of frictions and phi is the friction angle. That's why we can write this is now P means mu equal to, by puttings W into tan phi plus tan alpha minus 1 tan phi tan alpha. Right? Now because this is formula for tan phi equal to W equal to tan phi plus alpha. This P equal to W into, now torque which is to be lifted, so that is mt equal to torque which is required to raise the loads equal to P multiplied by dms. This is the mean diameter above the screw and divided by 2. Now puttings value of the P in these equations, W tan phi plus alpha divided by 2, and this is multiplied by dm. That's why you can write, so this is formula W into dm divided by 2 into tan phi plus alpha. So this is the torque required to raise the loads. So mt equal to W dms into tan phi plus alpha. So try to remember this formula. Now torque analysis of the, so this is for first case to raise the load. to rise the loads. Now, second conditions is second here's this is given, derivations given in the various books. Now you can use torque required for lowering the load. So again we have to draw these free body diagrams for torque analysis. Now this is the force acting on the tooth. This is normal force N, capital N, weight W. Now directions change because this is the P and this angle is the alpha and this is frictional force because now load is to be decrease and this is F and this directions above the. Now P equal to, now and this opposite force P equal to, because opposite force this is mu n into cos alpha and this force is the this force upward force and this is upward force, so that's why plus n cos 90 minus alpha. So P equal to mu n cos alpha plus n sin alpha. Both are so in the previous case this force is the frictional force is the downwards and now in this case this force is the upward. That's why again W equal to, and this is mu n into sin alpha plus n these are the horizontal force. This is horizontal force and this force is the opposite because this is, so that's why this signs we have to change negative. Now both forces, because this is upward mu n cos alpha frictional force and this is also upward, so that's why this is plus mu n into sin 90 minus alpha. So that's why mu n sin alpha plus n cos alpha. We can rearrange n cos alpha equal to mu n into sin alpha, W equal to. That's why this is first equation and this is second equation. Here sign negative. Right? Now equation first divide by equation second, and this is for lowering the load. Torque required for lowering the loads. Try to understand this. So that's why we can write this is P divided by W equal to mu n into cos alpha minus n sin alpha divided by n cos alpha plus mu n into sin alpha. Now take commons, or this is cancel n, and by taking Pw equal to this is cos alpha common, mu minus sin alpha and divided by, or otherwise we can write this is P equal to W cos alpha 1 minus mu sin alpha. Now by putting mu equal to tan phi, this is the coefficient of the frictions. So that's why P equal to W cos, this will be get cancelled, and this is tan phi minus sin alpha and divided by 1 minus tan phi multiplied by sin alpha. So this is the formula for W equal to tan pi minus alpha. P equal to, so this much is the load required, and that's why torque equal to, for this is lowering load and that is rising, equal to P into dm divided by 2. Definitely this force is the less force, because during the lowering tan phi minus alpha into dm divided by 2, or W dm divided by 2 tan phi minus alpha. This is torque required to lowering the loads. This formula is applicable for torque required to lowering the load. So try to understand this formula. Next article is the maximum efficiency of power screw. So what is the maximum efficiency of the power screw? Please note down this. Maximum efficiency of the of square thread. So that's why here's efficiency equal to, we can use formula tan alpha divided by tan phi plus, because this is the angles required to, this is the input and this is the output, because this is to be lifted. So that's why this tan alpha we can write sin alpha divided by cos alpha, and this is again sin phi plus alpha divided by cos phi plus alpha. Now efficiency equal to, so same equations we write sin alpha into cos phi plus alpha divided by cos alpha into sin phi plus alpha. Same equations multiplied by 2 sin alpha into cos phi plus alpha, and this is cos alpha into sin phi plus alpha. Now this is formula, basic formula, 2 sin A multiplied by sin B equal to, this is sin A plus B plus sin A minus B, and 2 cos alpha or A into sin B equal to, same, only change of yes minus sign. This is right. So that's why by using this basic formula we can write efficiency equal to maximum efficiency of the square threads equal to, now sin A plus B. So that's why sin alpha plus phi plus alpha plus sin alpha minus phi alpha, and this is sin alpha plus phi plus alpha minus sin alpha minus phi alpha. So this alpha will get cancelled, and this is sin 2 alpha plus phi plus, and this is sin phi, because in the first quadrants, otherwise we are taking, this is minus sin phi, and this is sin alpha 2 alpha plus phi, and this is plus sin phi, right, and this is maximum equal to. So when this is maximum, if this value of the sin alpha means if sin 2 alpha plus phi equal to 1, efficiency is maximum. Efficiency is maximum. So that's why 2 alpha plus phi, these angles, this should be equal to 90 degree. So that's why alpha equal to 90 minus phi, or alpha equal to this 45 minus phi divided by 2. This is alpha equal to. This is clear, and we can put this is maximum equal to, this is 1 minus sin phi and divided by 1 plus sine phi for maximum efficiency equal to. This is formula. Try to remember this formula. Now for efficiency of the self-locking of the power screw. Efficiency of self-locking screw. This is equal to so when this efficiency is self-locking, so as you know, efficiency of the power screw that is calculated by using tan alpha divided by tan phi minus alpha. Sorry, this is plus, and this should be when this efficiency is self-locking, this is equal to, or this is equal and less than tan alpha plus tan phi plus alpha. For self-locking screw, phi is greater than or equal to alpha, so that's why efficiency equal to tan alpha divided by tan and this is instead of the phi to phi, this is equal to, we know that this is basic formula we have to use. Tan 2 phi equal to, or tan 2 theta equal to formula 2 tan theta minus 1 tan square theta. That's why we can write, and this is equal to tan phi, and this is 2 tan phi divided by 1 minus tan square phi, or this is efficiency equal to, and this tan phi will get cancelled, and this is 1 minus tan square phi divided by 2. This becomes, so that's why efficiency equal to, this is half minus tan square by phi. So that's why here we can conclude by this formula, efficiency of power screw is for square thread power screw is less than 50%, then you can say this is the self-locking of screw. So what is the use of this efficiency? Because this is that's why this efficiency is less than. Why this efficiency is required for 50% less than? Then we can call, if the efficiency of the power screw is more than 50%, so that is not self-locking. So what is the use of the self-locking? So use of the self-lockings, because during the rising up of the loads, we are rising the loads, and if that is not self-lock, so that load will be coming downwards. So for avoid that, the efficiency of the power screw, that should be always less than 50%. This is try to remember. So this is very important. Being as mechanical engineers, you should know why the efficiency of the square thread is less than 50% is required, because this is the conditions for self-locking of the screw. If the efficiency of the square threads is less than 50%, so that indicates locking above the screws, means that is the self-locking above the screws. So this such type of the conditions is required to lowering, means lifting the loads and to lowering the loads. So same phenomena used in the lifting the loads by using cranes, lifting the loads and lowering the loads. Otherwise, means during the only operating of the machines, means motors, and that motor is the synchronized motors, that is not induction motors, because induction motors for startings, that speed starts from 0 and that gradually increase, and during the lowerings, otherwise during the shut up of the buttons, that is speed decreasing, means up to that we require some of the times. But there is no any times, because when the button is off, that times load should be increasing or decreasing, that should be shut. So similarly here is, means when the rising up of the loads and during the lowering up of the loads, if the power screw is not self-locked, so that may be lowering above the loads, means chances of the accident. So that's why the efficiency of the power screws is required is less than 50%. So this is clear why the efficiency of the power screw is less than 50% is required in the power screws, mean in the screw jacks etc. So I think today's up to this lectures is sufficient. So some of the theoretical parts which are related with the power screw, that too we can see in the next class, and after that we can solve some of the design of the screw jack or power screw, or design of the C clamp etc. We will spend 3-4 lectures, that is on the another 3-4 lectures on the design of the power screw topics. So after that we can start the 6th unit is the design of the springs. So that's why today I stop here, and will continue remaining portions of the power screw in the next class. Thank you.